Hey everyone, and welcome to a Time Shifters podcast independent film highlight. Today, Tom and I are here to talk about a film coming out actually, it's getting its world premiere on the 6th of March at the Fright Fest Glasgow, and will be available on your digital streaming platforms April 6th. Tom, we have watched a film called Bonekeeper.
We have.
It was written and directed by Howard J. Ford. And I should also mention it was written, directed, edited, and produced. I think he had his name on about 5 different jobs on this film.
Not always a great sign.
It stars Sarah Alexandra Marks, Lewis James, Tiffany Hannon Daniels, and John Rhys Davies makes a rather important appearance in the film. And he's in the film for a lot more than I was expecting him to be.
Yeah, quite.
In the film, a girl leads several friends to a remote cave system in search of her mother, who disappeared during her own quest to discover what happened to her father, who disappeared but left behind a Super 8 camera with footage of a mysterious creature in the cave. The footage, long considered a hoax, leads them to a man who has spent his life trying to prove that the creature is real, having seen it himself as a child. The group begins exploring the cave, but they soon learn that the local myth of the Bonekeeper is very real, but none of them may live long enough to tell the tale. I immediately jumped on this just because they said it was a creature feature and it had John Rhys Davies.
Sure.
That's all I needed.
Right. That's a good start.
It's a very good start, and we haven't had a really good monster movie in a while. This one, I'm not going to say it's a great one, but it is not bad.
No, it's not bad. In fact, my only complaint with this one, it's a solid, creepy film. The monster looks, the monster/monsters, without spoiling anything, they look fantastic, and the whole cave thing is interesting. The only thing I would probably even complain a little bit about is just the film and the characters are just incredibly derivative. You've seen all of these characters before. You've seen this movie before. I can think of the movie Descent.
Immediately.
That's kind of this movie in a nutshell. And John Rhys Davies is great. His role is fantastic. Leads to the potential for expanding on this particular movie. But yeah, it's a by the numbers. You can, even as you meet each of the characters, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. I can almost guess which order you're gonna die.
Yeah, but the problem I found with that is you could pick out who you think is gonna die, but the characters are so interchangeable that you gotta go, wait, is that the one I thought was gonna, or no, is that person? Maybe it's that. No, wait. Which girl is that? Oh, thank goodness. One of the girls a brunette. Woo. Okay, I can.
But yeah, no, you could have doubled up on a few of them. But I mean, you had at least 2 guys that, one obviously more than another. They're just they're the guys.
They're dudes.
They're dudes. They're frat boy kind of guys. They emulate that throughout. You know they're toast. They're too cocky. They're too full of themselves. It's just never going to work. You get, and I hate that this one's starting to become a trope. It's a sign of the times. But now we're getting the content creator / influencer that's going to just start showing up in everything because it'll give us an excuse to record every inch of what's happening, and it becomes vapid. Yeah. Like you're annoyed by it instantly.
She scared me when she first turned up because I was afraid this thing was going to suddenly turn into a first person,
Oh, you wanted a You're expecting a found footage.
Exactly. And my patience for a found footage film is very short. I find very little reason why for most of them to exist. Happily, that did not happen with this film. It is not a found footage film.
No, it is not. And thankfully, that was not the case.
Although technically it kind of hinges around some footage that someone found, but...
Right, but it's used appropriately.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not the entirety of the film.
Correct.
You can always forgive the exposition device.
Yes, yeah, exactly. No, it was a really great looking film. It made good use of the cave. I mean, if you're filming in an actual cave, for one thing, they used like the lights that they had available, as in like their headlamps and their flashlights that they were holding. There was, as far as I could tell, there was no additional lighting or anything that kind of ruined the effect of being in a cave. So every corner you look around or whatever, it has a creepiness to it because it is just, it's light and shadow and there's no gray.
Right.
And they made excellent use of the location to really kind of amp up the uneasiness. I mean, you're just watching people spelunk through a cave, but at every moment you're like scared to death of what they're going to see when they come around the corner. Is this going to be the jump scare? Is this going to be the jump scare? There's going to be a jump scare, right?
and you get them.
Eventually.
Yes, and the fact that this creature has a tendency to also incorporate parts of the bodies of the people that it takes adds to an extra level of creepiness for...
Yeah, there's a little bit of body horror in a way that isn't the usual kind of body horror.
Without giving too much away, there's a point where a creature emulates one of the people it killed by more or less kind of wearing his head.
Yeah.
It's creepy. You're like, I don't want that coming at me.
No, and the film does suffer from people making really bad decisions.
Yes.
But as you said, it's a very paint-by-number horror film, monster film. And you kind of have to have that in order for you to have the film.
I found myself laughing out loud as we more or less reproduce a scene from American Werewolf in London by the crew showing up at the pub and everyone's super weary of them.
Yeah.
And everyone looks like they're going to pick a fight with the strangers walking in the door. I'm like, how could this get any more cliche?
That scene actually annoyed me because it didn't need to be there.
It went nowhere. It did nothing.
Yeah, the people walk in, they have this confrontation. In the end, oh, it's okay. We'll tell you where you need to go and where this person is. Like, really? What the hell was the last 5 minutes for?
Right. You didn't even get a bar fight out of it.
No.
So much ado about nothing, and it like I said, almost by the numbers, it reproduces the American Werewolf from London scene where they're in the pub. Like, God. That was fun then. This is just the same thing again.
You were just waiting for the needle to scratch and stop the music, or the piano player to stop suddenly. Yeah.
Well, it played out. It did. You could even harken this all the way back to westerns, where everyone's going about their business in the pub. Somebody opens the door, everybody goes dead silent. Like, is that really how people do stuff?
In reality, no one even looks.
No, and in fact, in a little pub like this, you would think anyone behind the bar would go, "Oh, paying customers!"
Right.
Most of these guys are on a tab, I'm sure.
Yeah, and probably have been on a tab for like 6 months.
6 months, past 30 years.
Right.
but yeah, because it had that vibe, and like, okay, you didn't need this, and it didn't get us anywhere. It was just goofiness for the sake of goofiness. And it really wanted to get out the fact that, okay, we got a couple of frat boys in here. We got our science nerd folks. We've got our vapid content creator person. We're all set.
Yes.
Let's go kill some teenagers.
Well, I tell you what, everyone, if you want to check out and watch a paint by numbers, but effectively creepy horror film,
Yes.
you can go and watch Bone Keeper. As I said, it'll be available on digital streaming services April 6th. Go and check this one out. Come back and let us know what you thought of it.
Yes.
Send us an email, timeshifterspodcast@gmail.com, or please comment below on any of the social media posts. We'll be back soon with a full episode. Thanks very much for listening. Bye.
See ya.